Hey everyone, and welcome back to our homestead. If you saw our video earlier this week, you noted that I started some things in the greenhouse, and it has been super warm in there. I went and checked the thermometer today when I was watering the seeds, and it was already almost 90 degrees. So we should have some really good germination soon. But did you know you can still start things in the soil right now, even though it's only March 4th? I'm gonna show you what I'm starting, and I'll tell you why next. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that below, give our video a thumbs up, and share. Also, give us a comment below. Tell us if you started anything in your greenhouse, or if you started anything in the ground yet. So you might think I'm a little crazy planting, but one of the things I wanna show you is the temperature. So you can see the thermometer here. 40 degrees is down here. We are like dead on 50. And this is after I have watered this bed. So I've watered this raised bed because I don't want to have to water and disturb the seeds after I have planted. So the things, you can see a few little spots of green here on the end. These are oregano that have just kind of overwintered. So I'm gonna leave them where they are and just let them keep going. But our soil is already 50 degrees. And so that's one of the reasons I am okay starting some things in this raised bed. So one of your questions might be, what in the world can you start on March the 4th outside? And I'm gonna show you. These crops like the cold weather. They're cold hardy, they do fine. And they only need temperatures of about 35 to 40 degrees, some of them, in order to start germination. So with our soil already being 50 degrees, and that was after I had watered it. Before I watered it, it was 54 degrees. So our soil is pretty warm. Also, being in a raised bed helps your soil to warm up faster, and the fact that we have not had a really cold winter. So we're in zone 7B, and we just haven't had those cold hard freezes like we get typically in the winter. So our soil is unseasonably warm. But I'm not going to start anything like tomatoes or peppers or eggplant, none of those things that like the really warm weather, because we're still going to have frost. We're still going to have some cold nights. It's just not going to get so cold that these plants aren't going to like it. And even though it does get will get a little bit cold still, it'll just take them a little bit longer to germinate. They're still going to be completely fine. And those things that I'm going to start are beets. So I've got some golden beets. I've got just some dark red beets. I've got an Easter basket mix of radishes. I'm gonna do some cilantro because cilantro loves the cold. I'm gonna start, oh, my arugula, I left that inside. But I'm gonna start purple and some purple, cosmic purple carrots, 2 different types of lettuce, and a little spinach. So one of the things I do first is lay out my seeds, and then I take a picture of them on my phone so that when I can go inside, I can make a chart of where things are in the bed, so when they start coming up, I don't forget what I planted there, because that has happened several times before. Now before I start planting in the soil, I want to talk to you about it a little bit. So in the fall, I'm going to dig down in here so you can see it too. In the fall, we had soil in here from our raised beds from last year. Okay, and then we topped it for winter with wood chips, and you can see where we have put ash from where we have burned some piles of brush over the winter, and you can see how good this soil looks. When I get ready to plant, we will add compost and mix it all in, but this dirt, just from sitting over winter with all these good things on top, is looking great. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna start with is my Easter basket mix of radishes. You can see how little those seeds are. So I am just going to make a little tiny row here. I'm gonna put them. And I'm just gonna sprinkle some down the row. And radishes are a really quick growing crop. So we actually we'll have radishes pretty quickly. I'm just gonna lightly cover them up, tap the soil down. And there are some radishes. And I probably am gonna do a couple of rows of them here. Now, when these start coming up, I will thin them out just a little bit. Let's get that big leaf out of there so that everyone's not competing for space. But with it being still early spring, I'm gonna plant a few extra too, just in case germination isn't what I'm expecting. So, and then we're gonna tuck that all in. And now I'm gonna go behind and plant a little bit of cilantro. Now cilantro loves the cool weather. It will bolt really quickly when it gets hot. So planting your cilantro in early spring and fall is a great time. All right, so with the cilantro, we're just gonna sprinkle that on top of the soil here. Now I have my 2 rows of radishes. We're gonna do a little cilantro. And the way I'm doing this is I'm kind of doing a root crop and then something that'll grow above ground, so that everybody's not competing for the same space underground. And then I really am just gonna pack them into the dirt. And that's another reason that I kind of, I watered beforehand, because I don't want to really disturb these seeds now that they're in the dirt. The dirt is already wet now by me doing it beforehand, so that will be good enough. Now we're gonna move on to some golden beets, and I'm gonna do the same thing with those, just like I did with the radishes. Make a little row, sprinkle them in, cover it up with a little bit of dirt, and pat it on in. So now I'm almost done. I have just a few more beets, some spinach, and carrots to do. And when I do the beets, I'm just putting 2 per space. The lettuce, I'm just sprinkling on top. Remember from the video the other day, when I was planting in the greenhouse, how tiny those lettuce seeds are. Now, our beds here are 4 by 8. And we built them out of materials that were all given to us. So don't think that you have to like go and spend a lot of money. We cut down cedar trees on our property, and that's what the posts are. And then we were given the metal that is actually around the sides. Then I'm just pressing them into the dirt. And we're actually gonna be building 5 more. So I will bring you along when we build those and show you how we did that. All right, next up is our spinach. I am just going to sprinkle this spinach, where I'm just like broadcasting it really thick, because it'll come up. Kind of just like blanket broadcasting it. It'll come up, and then we will just cut it and let it keep going. Now I have 3 types of carrots that I'm going to be planting here. I've got the muscade, cosmic purple, and an amarillo. So I'm just going to sprinkle these in. Carrot seeds are about like lettuce. They're so tiny. Now, I actually forgot I had these, but I have these wooden sticks I had gotten last year, and so now I'm just gonna write what I planted and stick them on here. So even though I have my picture in my phone, I'll know according to the stick. So now I can stick this in on my row of carrots. And there we go. I'll know exactly what's there when it starts coming up. Thanks so much for joining us. Let me know below, hey, are you putting anything in the garden already? And have you started anything in your greenhouse? I just can't wait to get in the garden, start getting stuff in, and to start getting all of our produce out. One reason I'm doing this too is because I'll get a little bit of a jump on the season. I don't know if you've been looking at the grocery store prices lately, but they just keep going up, up, up. I went to the grocery store last week and I couldn't believe it. And since I make Caroline's feeds, like I've talked about before, I'll post that video link below, but we make her tube feeds, and buying fresh greens from the grocery store gets expensive. So the sooner I can start getting them out of our garden to give to her and for us to eat, the better off my grocery bill will be, and actually the healthier we'll be too, because I know what's going on these. Even though I buy organic at the store, it's just something about growing your greens and vegetables at your house. It just makes it that much sweeter when you go to fix it and eat it. So thanks for joining us. Please hit the subscribe button below, share our video, give us a thumbs up, and we'll catch you next time right here on our homestead. Y'all have a great day.